Flow Riders, and welcome to another edition of The Flow. This time live in studio.
Live in studio. I'm Doc Rock, and this is my co-host.
Katie Fawkes. Wait, that was good. Man, I am a little bit slappy because of traveling and running back from NAB here to do the leap into live selling, which was phenomenal.
Yes. So if you are listening, or if you're watching, or if you're live, a couple of things that are timely. So this is a timely episode. So if you're listening to this in like 4 weeks or 5 weeks or a year from now, we just got back from NAB. So if you want to look up information on that event, it is incredible. That's what we're going to be talking about today. We also just finished up our annual virtual summit. So we do a Leap into Live Summit, which you can absolutely always grab recordings for. So you can find that on our website, or you can email us, marketing@ecamm.com, if you want to learn more. But Leap into Live Selling was our event yesterday. So we learned all about live selling, shoppable videos, monetization, all about the money shmoney.
The shmoney money. I like it.
The shmoney money.
It's Katie Schmurder. Hey, guys, I can tell you right now, if you have an opportunity, Jared, I am going to be yelling at you for the next year, fam, because we are going to NAB. We're going to drag Buck Nation by his ears. So him and Heather have to come. I had so much fun, and we'll get into some of the tech stuff because that's what I want to talk to you about today. But even better was having a chance to hang out with some of my creator contemporaries. I got to hang out with Aaron. As you guys know Aaron, because Aaron's always in the Ecamm chat. He's like the A10 Mini king. I got to hang out with Donna. So Donna, Aaron, Sydney DeYoungzong, and Photo Joseph, like we cruised the show floor together. And the day prior to that, I was with Mobb Deep, Matt O'Brien, Dylan Bates, Brandon Washington, and Brandon Talbert, like basically all of my Final Cut editor guys in one section, and all of my like camera crew in another section. Gerald Undone was there. Got to see Potato Jet and Carrie. So fam, you just got to come, because it's one thing to see the people that we talk to in chat all the time, or Clubhouse or Discord. It's another thing to like be there together and cruising the show floor together. We're looking at equipment with the lens that maybe I see something some way and someone else might see it another way. And we have conversations with the manufacturers and be like, guys, this button, not a good spot. Can we move that next time around? Like, we didn't even think about that. That's a good idea. So it's great. We're definitely going. Luis, I'm dragging you, and we will together beat up Jared, snatch him from San Diego, and drag him to Vegas, because it was so good.
So we should back up, because I'm sure that there are some people, all of our Flow Riders who are here hanging out in the live chat with us, all know in and out all about NAB, I'm sure. But some people who are not as familiar, who are maybe just your regular podcasters and video professionals out there.
And now you're an NAB specialist.
I know, yeah. So NAB, National Association of Broadcasters. This was the 100th year of this show, which is just like insane.
It's kind of crazy, right?
To think about. And if you think about what the last 100 years of broadcasting has looked like, pretty ridiculous. The like leaps and bounds from radio to television to streaming to podcasting to everything in between. See, Anita's saying, haven't heard of it. National Association of Broadcasters, NAB. This was a really great opportunity for us not only to learn a lot about the process and workflows of high-level production, but also, as Doc was saying, to meet a ton of the manufacturers. So we're big fans, obviously, of like companies like Shure and Rode, who are both there. Insta360, which is one of our new favorites. Doc's got his gimbal on the side there that he'd been rocking as he was recording there. So just a chance to kind of geek out over all of the tech, which I know a lot of you are big fans of and have a lot of questions on. So Doc recorded a ton of video content at this event. So hopefully, whether you're listening right now or you're watching, you'll swing on over to the Ecamm YouTube channel. We will be releasing a lot of those, as well as through Instagram. So if you want to kind of get your hands on and see, but this is the chance for a lot of big brands to make a lot of really huge announcements on releases. And one of the biggest ones.
DJI had announcements. Sony had announcements. Rode had announcements. Really incredible stuff. So I'll get into announcements because I want to talk to you guys about some of the products that we saw. So some people might say, well, I'm a podcaster. I'm not a broadcaster. Yeah, you are. Now, technically you are. And although there is the movie production level or TV production level stuff, there's a lot of stuff for creators because companies are starting to realize that we are producers at the same, right?
Yep.
So you will see things like $100,000 time-based correctors, which I know nobody in here understood what the heck that meant except for maybe Jared. But you'll also see new techniques as far as, cameras like the OSBOT, right? The OSBOT is going to be fantastic for people shooting like a podcast or people doing live video or live content for their social media. OSBOT's going to be a big deal. They had the Insta360 link and they were talking about that a lot. Of course, the gimbal and my X3 and these things are popping off. So don't feel like just because I'm not NBC, I shouldn't go to NAB.
All the acronyms.
Yeah, there you go.
One of the coolest things I think, and this is, so if you did not attend Leap into Live Selling, slight teaser for it, but we had Rocky Nash, who was at NAB with us in Vegas this past week. And she is an incredible live producer. She does a ton of live streaming. She does a ton of video creation. She comes from the broadcast background. That's where she is and that's where she is from. But what I thought was really neat about what she said yesterday in her session, which I think is really relevant to everyone listening and watching here, is that she basically got her gear. She had her microphone. She branded her microphone. She got some sponsors. She went out on that show floor and she hustled. She interviewed everyone. She asked questions. She introduced herself and she was able to record a ton of video content and come home with a lot of products that she did not pay for because she was there. She was on the show floor. She was meeting those people. She was making those contacts. She will be prioritized in those people's inboxes. So in Rode's inbox and Shore's inbox, as she follows up and reaches out to them after that event, because she was there face to face. She showed the quality of her production. She showed the quality of herself as a person. She was on site there. She really is a content creator. She's no different than us as podcasters and as live streamers, but she was there. And not only was she there just walking the show, she was there as a creator. She was showing up like Doc shows up with her whole gear. She had an assistant there helping her. She showed up looking really professional. That stands out to these people who, by and large, want to get their gear in the hands of people like you. So I think there's just a lot to learn there about how you can not only attend these events and come and learn, but know how to market yourself at these events, know how to, show up, record your podcast live on the road. We've talked a lot about that in past episodes, but, also just form those relationships with all of those people. Don't be afraid to go up and ask them for their card. They're there to meet people, to sell their products, to interact with creators and influencers. You are much more influential than you likely think you are. So
100%.
Use that.
I want to double up on that real quick. For instance, there's a company who I have been emailing many times saying, we're Ecamm and we have, X many users and our users are you guys. You guys are blessing because you're very active in our community. We leverage you all the time. Well, you're just very active in the community. A lot of people have lots of followers and numbers that are cute, but no one's actually acting. Yep. Like the girl who tried to do a live event from TikTok with something like 2.5 million followers, and she couldn't get 200 people to sign up because those numbers don't mean anything if they're not active.
Yeah, intentional.
We have an active community. Our community is very, hustle game, right? The cool thing is that the ability to go there and meet this person who I've emailed about 50 times who just ignored my emails face to face, couldn't ignore my emails, number one, because I was there. And number two, the validity of my posse, they were like, oh, so. And they're like, yeah, we all listen to him. Mm-hmm. He's the person telling us what to buy. And then she was like, oh, okay, I'll email you next week. And I was like, mm-hmm.
Well, and you showed up again, looking, sounding, and being the part, right? So I think there's a lot to break down there. So if you're going to make the investment, both from a time standpoint as well as from a financial standpoint, to attend any of these events, spend the time to think through who is there, who do you want to meet, what do you want to get out of it, more than just what you're going to learn at an event, but what is on that show floor. Who are those companies and brand partners and potential contacts that you really want to get in front of? Because it goes a long way. Being face-to-face with someone just really does help you prioritize your way up that inbox, right? People are busy, but...
Okay, so let's talk about the first product, which has everybody excited. So Rode dropped a bunch of stuff, and we have a complete video on it. Mr. Camera Junkie or Mr. Paul will put the link in the chat for you. We'll add the link to the show notes as well. But the RodeCaster Duo is basically a smaller RodeCaster Pro that has 2 channels instead of the 2 mic channels. There's actually 6 channels total, I believe. But it's fantastic. It's quite amazing. And it is really designed for all of the people that said, hey, I kind of want a RodeCaster Pro, but I don't need that much stuff. I'm really going to connect my mic and occasionally another mic. But other than that, that's what I want. So freaking-tastic. I got to play with it. I was hands-on with it. I did an in-depth review with Rode Ryan. That's my name for Rode Ryan, for Ryan Burke. We call him Rode Ryan.
Rocky Road. We're rocking the names.
It was so good. It was so good. So I was hanging out there, and the first day I did a lot of playing around and stuff, but I was like, at this point, I'm half tired. Ryan's half tired. I was like, Ryan, listen, I'm going to slide by in the morning, first thing in the AM, and I'm going to spend time to interview you without having to talk over all these people because it won't be that crowded. And it kind of worked a little bit. It got crowded fast. But what's really cool to me about the new stuff is they figured out a way to make things way more integrated, right? Yeah. So now your RodeCaster Pro 2 and the RodeCaster Pro Duo and even the Streamr X, now you could take things like your Rode Me microphones or your wireless Go-To microphones and connect them directly. And of course, you know, a lot of people don't know this. I don't think we knew this. Let me just go ahead and be truthful about it. I don't think we knew this. They use Ecamm to record like mad stuff for their setups. We busted them. So Ryan loves Ecamm. He uses Ecamm, and yeah, just really cool to, again, build deeper connections. We have been talking to Nick in email for a minute. Nick's their communications person. And I've always talked to Ryan in comments and chatted like tweets, but to actually spend time hanging out with Ryan, is like, oh man, we love you guys. Your guys' community, like they know you guys. They know you guys are like Rode fanatics, and they are appreciative of you. So I'll pass some love on to you from the Rode people because they see you, as we say in the streets. Yeah. They see you.
I think a couple of the important themes that I saw at this event, as it pertains to all of you, that not necessarily the like higher level kind of television production world, but is that there were a lot of products released and a lot of people talking about simplifying and making everything more portable, accessible, easier. So, so if you've been sitting here for the last couple of years with us in the Ecamm fam and you're like, it's so much gear, like there's all these different things that I need, they take up all this space, I want to be able to do stuff. These companies are paying attention and are trying to make things easier for you to use, more lightweight, more portable, so that you can be out creating, so that you can easily take your awesome high level quality gear with you on the road if you're attending more of these shows or you're podcasting on the go, or you just want to get outside to be able to do some interviews and things, right?
Outside.
A lot of things now that are integrating a lot more, making it easier to switch between desktop and mobile, both apps as well as hardware, a lot of things that are going to become a lot smaller, a lot more portable. So it's I think a good sign just for all of us who are rocking like a laptop and your phone and maybe an iPad and are kind of on the go, but still want to be able to deliver that level of quality.
They are understanding that people need to be more flexible in their creativity now. I think that's a cool part. So let's get into the Streamr X. Dun, dun, dun. Everybody wants to know about the Streamr X. Okay. First things foremost, let me just cover it. Yes, the Streamr X is 100% Ecamm compatible. How do I know? Because Ryan uses Ecamm. I just told you that. Like, he busted it out. He had his notebook with Ecamm on. He's using the Streamr X, and it is absolutely flawless. The other question that everybody had is, oh, it's Streamr X, it's a PC thing. No, it's 100% Mac compatible. You don't have to touch anything. And the Unify software that is a PC software, we don't need that on the Mac. The reason why they have to do it on the PC, because PC's hardware functionality doesn't do what the Mac does natively. So everything that can be done on the Unify software on the PC side is built in the Rode Central, period, point blank. Some of your older stuff, you might need to do firmware updates, and they have a lot of firmware updates that have just been released. I think they released like 10 different things last week, but they're releasing even more. And the device is absolutely incredible because it's a baby RodeCaster Pro with input for you and a HDMI in and a full-on 4K pass-through. So that means if you are a person, say like Robert Kennedy, who's in the chat, who's speaking in a bigger room maybe, wants to send that video through the Streamr X over to a projector, because the projector is going to be in the room, right? Or sort of like how we were when I'm speaking at any of the conferences, right? Content Marketing World, I can pass it through. They have the giant projector in the back. It would be able to pass through. And so it's really incredible piece of kit. All of these things are going to be shipping at the end of this month. The Streamr X will ship closer to the middle or end of next month.
June is going to rock.
June is going to rock. Everything built in their factories in Australia. So you're getting good quality kit. But they were just really amazing to work with. And playing with the Streamr X was a blessing, like absolutely cool. To Katie's point, when you go there, you have an opportunity to say, these are all the things I love. Your products are, I'm effervescing, if you will. But hold up. Here's something that I would like to see a little bit better. And they're like, do tell. And like legit bust out a notebook and took notes, was like, that wouldn't be that hard. Maybe we can work that in. And one of my questions was like, you think you the only one thought of that, Doc? Watch this space. It was almost the hold my beer. Hold my Fosters.
Hold my Fosters.
Hold my Fosters coming up. So that was pretty cool, getting an opportunity, again, to explain why you want something. It isn't like a fever tweet. You can give a full explanation as to how it would help you in your workflow. And they're very attentive on helping you with your workflow.
Go and watch the Rode video if you want to dive in
there's a lot more stuff
all
in
the
there.
Rode stuff. But
there's a couple things I skipped just because we were 100 miles an hour.
I want to switch over to talk a little bit about cameras, because there were two different cameras that I saw that I do think are helpful to call out to the community here.
Yes.
The first was the OSBOT Tiny.
Tiny too.
The
Tiny was so cute. I was like, oh,
so again, like in the theme of simplifying but not sacrificing quality and creating more efficient spaces and workflows for you to be able to create the content that you want, both OSBOT and Insta360, who we adore, have these tiny voice activated, like small cameras that you can attach to the top of your laptop in all different ways around your studio that will actually track you. So if you are the kind of person that, is in a space where you want to be able to get up and move, or you're just sitting at a desk, but you want the camera to make sure that it's always focused on you, and that's an issue for you, a lot of really cool technology coming your way or already available now that just makes that process easy. And what's really cool about the Tiny 2 is that it is so small, like it's preposterously small. So it's really easy for you to just have it virtually anywhere. It's not that expensive. I'm looking at it right now. It looks like it's about $300 American. And it also, again, like you can voice command at it and it tracks you. It does a ton of really cool stuff, but it's a 4K webcam. So I think it's a really cool piece of technology because it is really small, something you could easily throw into a backpack when you're traveling, have it with you, way better quality than what's going to be built into your laptop, works beautifully with Ecamm, and allows you a ton of control and functionality. On the Insta360 side, Doc is like looking these up madly as I'm talking.
Oh, I have the link. We actually use it yesterday. I've been using the link for not quite a year now. It came out in September. I got it right before POV of last year.
It's called the Link. So
that's my go-to camera.
Insta360 Link. It is, again, a 4K webcam. Again, very small, super portable, works beautifully with Ecamm. These are great cameras to have if you have a fully built out studio. These are great cameras to have as like an additional. It's a really smart move to be able to capture and create really fantastic content really easily in your studio or on the go. So again, two of my favorites that I think came out of wandering around that show that were just really great and approachable for all of us who are either in this space, but you're looking for affordable quality solutions, as well as those of us who maybe just want to get out of our studio space and have something that's a little bit more portable.
You nailed it. Now it's getting more and more possible not to have to sacrifice quality in order to get really good connections, right?
Yeah.
Again, I was in the Shure booth. I have a buddy of mine who I absolutely love to death, Dylan Bates, the Final Cut Bro. That's his channel. And
Bro, I love
I'm
it.
like, Dylan, I just want to say you make the most amazing content, but your sound sucks. And he's like, why you say that? Like Dylan came to visit me in Honolulu, and I said, dude, I have a personal vendetta against your mic. I'm going to fix it for you. When we get to Vegas, because we had dinner in Honolulu like a week prior to going to Vegas, because he visited there from where he lives in the Midwest. And I was like, I'm going to drag you to the Shure booth kicking and screaming, and I'm going to introduce you to my people so we can get you squared away. And so he got to hear himself on grown folks' microphones. And then he was like, okay, I get it. And I'm like, need I say more? I didn't have to like try to convince him. We could just let him listen. But everybody is making things that makes this easier. So for instance, Mike from Shure, LD, you guys all know Laura. Laura was at NAM, which is the National Association of Music, something. I forgot the last M. And magicians. Yeah, there you go.
Musical magicians.
I've been to NAM like 8 times and I forgot the last M. Oh my goodness.
Here, I'll look it up while you're talking.
Anyway, so she was at NAM doing her thing. And then I ended up meeting Mike, who's another person from Shure.
National Association of Music Merchants.
Music Merchants. There we go. I would never have guessed that either. Anyway, so we got to let him demo, but he was showing how with these, the MV7s, how you can adjust certain profiles and how we have the near, far. We have the software. And as much as I tease Katie about not having the Motive app on her computer.
I have the Motive app on my computer.
I didn't install it. And yeah, we're using my computer to do this today. So if you hear an ambulance, it's my fault, okay? Because normally these things are designed not to really pick up a lot of hassle and things of that nature. So really cool though, you nailed it. These guys understand what we're doing and they're making it easier and more accessible and affordable. So you don't have to sacrifice quality just because you have to buy, say, a non-dock price something.
Yeah. I want to answer a quick question that's coming up here in the chat. OSBOT versus the Link 360, those cameras we were just talking about. Both Doc and I have the Link 360, which is a camera by Insta360. It is not a 360 camera. The camera company is called Insta360. The Link is a webcam, a 4K webcam. We both own those ones. We have not yet purchased or tried out the OSBOT. We just saw a demo of it. But it looks fantastic. I really like the voice activation in it. So that I think makes it just a really cool addition. But we haven't tried it, so we can't easily recommend back and forth between the two, but they do look pretty comparable and they are the exact same price. So I really don't think you could go wrong with either. And both fantastic teams, really just solid companies.
Yeah. The reason why I got the Link, and again, the Link is out longer. So my guess is the OSBOT will have one or two things that leapfrog it just because it's coming out 9 months later.
Yeah.
But I just know my people at Insta360, they'll be right back. Oh, what? Really though? Okay, watch this. Then they'll just come right back out. So they're both fantastic. I don't think it's a matter of either or. I think for the most part, unless there's a very particular feature that the Tiny will bring to the situation that, say, the Link doesn't have, then you might have to pick the Tiny over it. But I picked the Link because it, A, came out 9 months ago, and B, I have every product on the Insta360 page with the
He really
exception
does.
of the $5,000 one.
He really does.
Because that wouldn't make it past Ken on the expense report. But other than that, I have every single Insta360 product in their page for the most part. So I like both of them. I think they're really, really cool. One thing that Tiny did have that Insta360 doesn't have at the moment, Tiny is coming with a remote, or I think it's an accessory. You might have to buy the remote as accessory, but if you are someone like right now, our camera's far away.
Yeah,
I can't
it's too
touch
far
it.
for us to reach it.
In my studio, I can grab my camera, but that little remote might come in handy. So that is a good question, and thank you for that.
Either of those would actually be really cool now that I'm thinking about it. Like in this studio space, for example, I should bring ours in here. I have it at home right now. But if we had it like further back, it would be just a kind of a cool extra camera angle for us to go to, especially since it tracks. So like we could have it back in the corner and then you'd be able to see like what this entire setup looks like. And then we'd be able to kind of give you a bit of a tour. So if you're like us and you have mirrorless camera or something a little bit bigger and kind of more high end here in the space, it is nice to kind of have that additional extra. So yeah, I want to switch over because I know we're getting tight on time here and we're still doing the Captivate Instagram takeover. So we've got to do both.
Yeah, great question, by the way.
Yeah, so we've got to wrap here quickly, but I do want to talk a little bit about software. So there was a ton of amazing physical hardware gear that was on site, but some really cool updates coming to software. Obviously, as Ecamm people, you likely are big fans of software, right? I would hope. Some of the cool software updates from a number of different companies that we saw are really seem to be focused on making workflows easier, making collaboration easier, and then again, making it easier to switch back and forth between a mobile environment and kind of an in-person, studio hard drive world. So I think really trying to make things easier for teams and for remote teams, just a lot of really cool stuff there. A lot of companies now in the space of, really kind of almost like magical audio cleanup. We were talking a little bit about that this morning just as a team. So there's a number of companies out there doing that. A lot of companies doing things similar to what we've seen from Descript. So a lot of companies focused on not only on transcription, but on really simplifying that post-production editing workflow.
Ooh, yes, Memento.
So Memento is a really
cool.
exciting one that we've been talking with. So we will do like a deeper dive with some of these tools, and I know many of you are sitting there because I know we have these challenges as well, but you're creating content on a regular basis, but you're maybe a 1-man, 2-man, 3-woman band. So you need help. You need making that process easier. Not many of us, even if we're good at editing, don't love spending all of the time at it. And so I think we're really entering a whole new world of focusing less on perfection and more on getting it done to help people. And so a lot more tools paying attention to that and really trying to make those processes easier and faster and available to every level of skill set. So if you're like, I've never edited, there are tools out there that will make that process feel as good as a lot of other tools. And as Doc was saying, we were talking to some of the like foremost top minds who train people on tools like Final Cut Pro and a ton of these like really kind of advanced post-production tools. And they were like, we also use, all these easy, like simple tools to make it really fast because sometimes they just don't have time for that. So
it's a combination of time constraints or budgetary constraints or just environmental constraints because they're doing something on the road out of a box in Africa.
Yeah.
Like they need to move like really, really quickly. I just want to say it again for the people in the back named Jared.
Love you, Jared.
There's a lot of emphasis on getting the information out and releasing the perfection.
Which someone has been saying a lot since they started doing this whole thing.
I ain't the type of people to say I told you so, but Katie can say it. No, anyway.
I told you so. I told you so. I told you so.
I'm going to say it again. One more time for the people in the back. Even the pros are learning that they have to release the perfection and get the information out.
Yeah. And I would say just about every one of the creators that we work with, almost every expert in our space, has been saying this for a while now, right? Like, let it go. Let it go.
Let it go, Elsa. I'm laughing because Caleb, they are at the airport. Is the juice worth the squeeze?
Is the juice worth the squeeze?
That is such a great statement. Hey, Caleb, I hope you feel better. Okay, so first of all, people, I've stated this, and I just want to, again, reiterate it because I was taught, not really teacher school, but in presenter school, that you have to say it 3 times in order for it to sink in. Kurt does this really well, by the way. Kurt,
There's that fire truck every day.
Every time. You could be here a week on end, no fire truck. As soon as there's a live happening in this here studio, the fire truck goes or Ken comes in and makes coffee. So I'm watching the door.
This is our equivalent of squirrel. We're like, fire truck.
Squirrel.
Fire truck.
I definitely wanted to reiterate, when you have the opportunity to go to an in-person event and interact with folks that are in your space, it not only piques your skill level, it piques your connections and your networking, but it does provide lots of inspiration. There is a battery recharge that everybody who went to POV can speak of. There's a battery recharge that you get when you go to social media marketing world. Now, here's funny. Jared did not attend social media marketing world, but Dinah and I got to go hang out with Jared and discuss what we're doing, have an amazing chicken sandwich. Thank you, Jared. That sandwich was crazy. But then Jared took us to the coffee spot that Peter McKinnon makes his, custom coffee from. And as much as I clowned that coffee place prior just because of Peter, that coffee was pretty good. So here's the thing. Somebody right now is going to say, hey, I hear you all the time, but I don't live in a place that allows me to go to one of these events, right? So let's just say you're ORF in the Philippines and going to an event here like NAB, it's not practical, right? Flying all the way from Manila or Cebu or some other place in the Philippines to here, that's a travel trek. Guess what you can do? Make your own. Even if it's meet up at the coffee shop once a month with a bunch of podcasters in your neighborhood so you guys can talk shop. If that doesn't exist in your neighborhood, invent it. I know because I invented Hawaii Podcasters Association. And we get together on Facebook and we get together a couple times a year and just break bread and live it up and discuss what's going on in our space. So just trust me, having the ability to have that circle of people that you can lean on locally, helpful, because you might need to do a remote one day and nobody else in your family knows how to do it. But I know that I can hit up the HAP squad, HAP, and be like, guys, I got to do a podcast live from the beach one day. I need some hands. Anybody down? They'll be like, yeah, because I need some practice. Let's go. And I just had one of those calls last night. My friend is like, I have to do an event for a hula competition and they want to live stream it. Can you help me out? When you going to be home? I'm like, I'll be home tomorrow. And they're like, oh, can we meet on Saturday? Because this is coming up in June sometime. I'm like, as long as it's not when I'm in Anaheim, let's go. And I get to go do some cool live stream a hula event, which is part of my life.
I think that's a solid ending point, honestly. I want to be able to have time to be able to take questions at the end. But I mean, that again remains our biggest takeaway every time we go to these kinds of events is go to these kinds of events. And if you can't physically get there, do them virtually. And if you can't physically do them virtually or get there, then host your own. I think it really makes a big difference. And if you are listening or if you are watching or if you're hanging out in our live audience right now, we do have our own event happening in October. It is called Creator Camp. And this event really is focused entirely on you all, the Ecamm fam, and on really building and solidifying relationships. We are going to do hands-on workshops throughout the 2 days of the event. But really, it's much more focused on just spending time together, getting to know people in real life, getting to ask them questions. We are forcing our experts and mentors and influencers to not teach and lead sessions, but instead spend time with each other and spend time with us. So I think it's going to be a really special and fantastic event, namely because of you all. Today is the last day that the waitlist is open. So Paul just dropped the link in. If you're listening, it is ecamm2ms.tv/creatorcamp. It is happening in October 11, 12, and 13, here in the Massachusetts area, Amesbury, Massachusetts. We're about an hour out of Boston. It's just going to be a really special, awesome event. We have some absolutely fantastic people coming. We are capping it at 100 people. And so when those tickets are gone, they're gone. And tickets officially open for sale for everyone tomorrow. So get on that wait list so that you get first dibs. Otherwise, join us tomorrow and we hope you get it.
Get in on the list. Get in on the list.
Anthony is in Toronto. I wish I was still in Toronto so I could hang out with you in person, Anthony, but I'm no longer there. But
it's Toronto.
I was actually in Mississauga, so I can't.
What the heck was that?
It's outside Toronto.
No, I mean, just kind of
Mississauga.
All right, Mississippi, they stole your name. Do you guys have an MISS song to go with?
We have an MISSA. No, I can't do
There's
it.
no
I
song.
can't do it with it.
I cannot. People, I can't spell Mississippi without singing the song. And it was funny because we got to meet one of our people, Frederick, who has family that comes from there, and I met another guy who's directly from there. And I was like, "Yo, I cannot spell that without singing the song." Humpback, I. So
I love it. All right, Luis, drop our graphics. This show is available wherever podcast getting is good. You can also find it at flow.ecamm.com. I'm going to hijack this section.
That was good. I'm just enjoying the ride.
We are powered by Captivate and Descript. I went too fast and now I'm choking on myself. Our sponsor is Descript. They are absolutely fantastic. They make transcription super easy. They make editing super easy because it's visual. If I can do it, you can do it. You can learn more about them at descript.com. If you want to join us, we are live every Tuesday on YouTube at 12 p.m. Eastern. And new episodes drop out to all of our podcast listeners the following Tuesday. But usually we are out on Tuesdays. But thank you so much for everyone for joining us. We'll see you next time.
My name for Ryan Burke. We call him Road Ryan.
Rocky Road. We're rocking
oh my God. It was so good. It was so good. So I was hanging out there, and I went the first day. I did a lot of playing around and stuff, but I was like, at this point, I'm half tired. Ryan's half tired. I was like, Ryan, listen, I'm gonna slide by in the morning, first thing in the AM, and I'm gonna spend time to interview you without, having to talk over all these people because it won't be that crowded. And it kind of worked a little bit. It got crowded fast. But what's really cool to me